Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar here tonight with a little after-hours show, kind of review, prep for tomorrow, review of today, just key events, and something, try to keep it under 30 minutes long. So we're going to start off here just kind of reviewing what after-hour moves. Maybe we'll see something for tomorrow. There was a few after-hour movers, so I want to bring that chart up here and try to tackle that fast. And this has been key for us over the last 2 weeks, getting in early and trading these low price momentum based stocks that come out on news or low float pop, whatever the scam is that makes these things move. I say that jokingly. You know, you have to be where the money is. So the money is showing up in the morning pre-market. It's easier to find the setups, easier to get on and get off. It's just an easier trade environment, and as you can see from some of the results, a lot of these setups are up 100% plus, and just catching like a 30%, 40% move of that is a huge gain. We're dealing with trades if you're just a scalper and stuff, a few ticks and stuff here and there. But this, you have an opportunity of making a tremendous amount of money if you're in the right stock, and you have to be you have to be there early. You have to catch it early. You have to understand about it. But you're able to do this. You're absolutely able to do this in a way that we've been doing. So I want to kind of go over those things that we need, the key things that you need to do to find these setups, because that is where the money is. And I was just laughing today. We were watching these stocks go up $1,000 from $60. I mean, if you were just in any of these, and we've got into some really good ones. I've taken 5-6 points out of some stocks here recently. In the morning, that's a lot. That makes your day. And it can make your year too. So you have to remember that. You got to remember this. These are opportunities, and if you're here to make money, if you're here to, fight the good fight and do what your passion is, then why don't you just be successful in a way that's giving you an edge? I think it's not the most noble way of trading, but I don't think there's too many nights around these days. The movers. So let's just take a look at the after-hour movers right now. I'm just curious what's showing up on my screen. AMTD here. This is one of those crazy ones. AMT. We traded this morning. That's the first example. Got into it. We noticed it early. This grayed out area right here, it represents pre-market time frame. I get in around 6:30. I recommend getting in before 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, we tend to have a spike in these pre-market movers because they show up. This is the only action. This is the only action pre-market. No one's waiting around. If you're getting up that early and you're looking for action, you're looking at the same stocks. You're looking at the volume leaders, low float, momentum trades, and if you're going to get in that game, this is what you got to do. And you'll notice, or I'll point out, that at 7 o'clock when there's a lot of different brokers, and a lot of people don't know this, they don't realize this. It's still, kind of unknown. A lot of people don't realize they could have so many people ask me, how do you trade in the morning? How do I? You can't trade, John. The market's not open yet. I said, yeah, it's open. I had to answer those questions. I understand. You don't know until you get taught it. You understand it. You understand the rules of trading. But you can start trading at 4 o'clock in the morning. And that's when the news gets released. News comes out on the wire. Market open, or in this case, the market's, stock market is officially open. Pre-market sessions, that's when the news usually gets released, between like 4 o'clock to like 8 o'clock. And all that whole pre-market session, you get that volume in there. And then at 7 o'clock, let's see what time this is. Let's see if this was at 7 o'clock. Might not happen on all of them. This was 7 o'clock, yeah. So right at 7 o'clock, we had a little pop. And then we rallied. It was at 7 o'clock, and we took it off. We took it off up here. I mean, it was perfect. It was we got like almost 5 points on that. And I didn't look back. I did not look back. And thank God I didn't, because this is typical what happens. But this is the game you're playing. This is the game. You get in early, you find the momentum leaders, you know what happens at 7 o'clock, you find the ones that have the best chart, and the best chart represents the stock probably holding that 20-period moving average, and the 50. You know, you don't want something that's popped and giving it, 75% back. You want to make sure there's some strength in it. And lots of times you'll see divergences in this. There's enough volume and stuff to kind of, here's the divergence. Here's this candlestick reversal. Here's the higher low, and there it goes. And that was at 7 o'clock too. So that's kind of a multiple indicator setup. So let's continue. So that was that trade. Let's see. Let's just go down the road. Now this one, HKD. This is absolutely crazy. Look at the prices here. This thing ran like a couple thousand points today, and settled back down, and then just it is what it is these days. CZU. This came up with some news. It popped. But again, here's your pre-market. I recognized this one early this morning. This was one of our stocks that we were watching. And the truth is, we had quite a few stocks to watch this morning. So it kind of, I picked and choose. And Kazoo was the one I chose to really focus on. But looking back at it now, it did fit the criteria of a very strong stock going into the open. Also fit the criteria here for a 7 o'clock pop, which popped right at 7 o'clock. Oh, that was actually here. That's at 8 o'clock. I know it popped at 7 o'clock. Where am I here? Oh, that's the 9th. Whatever time that is. It's around 7 o'clock. And then it held here to the 20 and then rip. And then it eventually came back down. But this was, look at these moves. You don't have to get the whole thing. You're not going to get the whole thing. But the opportunity up there is to get 100% move. This is 100% move from right here to here. It's 100%, 115, 120% move. That's where the money is. This is where the opportunities are. And they all have something in common. The low price. Sometimes they're low float. Sometimes it can be relative to that. But there's something, with the price levels are really good at this level. We prefer to have that. You want to have volume. And volume's key. And you have good volume, that attracts volume. And then with more volume, it's like piranha. And that's why these 7 o'clock areas are really good. Something's holding up. Boom, it pops 7 o'clock. AEMD came out with news after hours. FDA news. And let's take a look. Someone's mentioned in the room. Semi. Oh, Cambio Diagnostics Incorporated. I remember this one. All right. Well, you got to pick and choose here. I prefer the software tech play versus the medical industry or drugs or biotech. Just seems like those don't, it's not as tangible as the other ones. But I don't know what the news is here. We'll watch it tomorrow. It'll probably show up on the radar. Right now, 1.7 million shares traded, so it's not a lot. It's up 55%. So it showed up on my scanner down below there. So a lot of these, this one was an interesting one today. It had a little action pre-market. It gapped up, kind of settled back in, and popped right before the open. It settled back and then eventually popped again, settled back and then popped again after hours. It hit 350 again. Where did this one start off? $1.80 yesterday. Not that we're going to be in that one, but you're going to be in here somewhere. Pre-market it. If you're getting up with me, we're going to be in these stocks here that we look back and they're here. All right, that's the goal. Not all of them will work. And that's another thing. It's just more of a, trying to eliminate, the worst stocks. Trying to stick to the quality names, and stick to the criteria. Look for the strength in the pre-market. Look for the strength going into the time frames. The 9 o'clock. The 9:30 open. The 7 o'clock kind of pre-market open for certain brokers. All right, so another one we're going to be watching for tomorrow. We'll put it on the list here. Duo, as mentioned in the room here. Duo in our beautiful chat room. Thank you out there. The chat room at daytradingradio.com. Duo looking pretty good. It popped at the end of the day, and you could feel it. It was really jumpy here, and it was moving around a lot on little volume. So that told me, I said, boy, if this thing ever did come out with news, this thing would really rock it. It popped up here to almost over $4. I tried to get an order in here up at a high. I got filled at $3.50, sold 1,000 shares, ended up holding the rest of it. I was trying to sell it at $4. I was like, get me out, but didn't take it. And so tomorrow, I know this little volume right here, this thing has a little volume tomorrow. It's going to pop again. I'm going to try to get out some more of it. All right, I'm going to try to get out some more of it if I can. I don't know if it goes to 6. I don't know if it goes to 5. I don't know if it, I think it's going to get through 4. I think it's going to get 4 to 5. But we'll see what happens. What news comes out of China tomorrow. Remember, this is a Chinese stock, and it is affected by Chinese news. So I see some other ones here moving around, but tomorrow's, the pre-market is when it's happening. So here, 6:30 to 7 start. Be here before 7, and that's when the big money is going to be. And then the market opens up, and we try to, kind of outline some of the setups during the day. We're watching the ones that are showing relative strength. Today or yesterday, we started a new high probability setup type of stock, which was the best bet from this week's watch list. It was Interactive Corp. Now, Interactive Corp, IAC, is one of my favorite patterns. It's a coiled stochastic channel breakout. So it has a real tight channel here. You can see the lower trend line at the top, and it's staying within this kind of range. It's really using the 20-period moving average. We got down here, and what we typically have is I'm looking for 4 lower highs from that. And, don't get say that doesn't count because this is a higher high. It's not a lower high. You want the general direction to be down. Sometimes you will have a little fluke, but if it fails back down, it continues to make that low, then you're really going to count that. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we had 1. You always lose the top, too. 2, 3, 4. As long as it doesn't make a full rotation. 4. Anything after 4, when you get down here and you're in a lower part of the channel, that is a golden opportunity to buy. And the channel is going to break out. And I put this chart together early in the week so you could actually see we didn't break out yet. Tomorrow, hopefully, we break out of this. We have a big pop. This brings us to 75, possibly even up to the 50-period moving average to 78. And again, this should be an explosive move through this line. So that's still my best bet going into this week, even though it's not one of those high-flying. This is a good setup. Also added to, took profits in TEVA today. And then I said, you know what, TEVA's looking really good. And I just got back in them. I went out a little and made them a little cheaper. But it does look good. I think we could break through that $10 level pretty easy. And TEVA's one of these stocks that could get some momentum behind it. So I got back into those calls, the $10 calls. I paid 60-something cents for them. Other post-market movers here. Got a move in AMTD after hours here. AMTD is starting to move a bit. I'll bring it over on the screen here. So it's went from 730 to 785. It's moving around a little. Last thing we want to go over here, try to keep the video a little short. We're at an important part of the market. We're at a big level. Again, the majority of talking heads and analysts out there, I think, are leaning to the point that this is still a bear market bounce and that we are going to retest. Even today, I read a note from Jeff Hirsch, stock trader Almanac, my friend Jeff, right here in IAC. He put out the statistics for when the market has a very good July, and every single time that the July market was over 3% or 3.5% in gains, and I think this past July was like 7% gains. And every time it was over 3.6% gains, the next 3 months were down, and we made a lower low. So, seeing stats like that is kind of like gets in your head a bit, but I'm still leaning towards the point of this market's pricing in a lot of stuff. We know what the path is. The market's not going to give you too many opportunities, and most likely it's not going to give you an opportunity. Everything's not going to work out perfect for these people. Oh, look, it came down to our 3,500. Perfect. We want to get in now. No, they're going to be wrong. All right, they're going to be wrong, either one way or another. They're either going to be wrong they're going to end up chasing it, or they think they're right, and and it goes right past them. But they'll be wrong. I mean, that's the most obvious area, and I have to agree with you. I have to agree with them. It's obviously easy to say that and understand why that level becomes so attractive. The 50% retracement of the whole move, the pandemic low to the pandemic high. This is a 50% retracement. Now we've had a nice move up here. Everything here is overbought, but we kind of we had an overbought level and it popped back up, but that's kind of a sign of strength. We're starting to stick up there. The negatives, of course, we have that big trend line. Now, it did pop through that trend line, but again, this was an original channel line that came in with these two. So I always use the original one and then see if it retests it. And it broke through it and then came back underneath it and kind of held it, and then held it kind of there and then dropped down. So I kept it in there. And now we came up to it and we've been fighting with it for 3 days. Do we pull back down into the main channel? It seems like the obvious move. It might be so easy down the road and you pull like, look at it, look how easy that was. We should just went short. But now we're at a point where you have to make that decision. Is the market going to give those short-sighted analysts, like those goddamn analysts, are they going to give them the opportunity to prove themselves? Are we going to pull back into this channel? Are we going to go lower? Historically, like Jeff Hirsch said, pointed out, historically we do. It's a clean sweep to the downside when we come off of July like this. I showed you I'll show it to you right now. All right, let me show it to you. So here's my email. So gains, all right, so at the end of the Dow Jones, it was up 9% from June lows, S&P up there. This is this. Summer rallies in 22 have worked the bulls into a friendly. Gains of this magnitude for July, however, have frequently been followed by late summer or autumn sell-offs and better buying opportunities than now. In the past, full month July gains in excess of 3.5% for the Dow Jones Industrial Average have been followed historically by declines of 7.2% on average in the Dow, with a low at some point in the last 5 months of the year. So, in the last 5 months of the year, so in the later part of the year. And he goes, and basically shows all the setups here, and it's true. I mean, if you had a hot July, you made a lower low, and it is what it is, right? But is this going to be the one time it doesn't play out like that? So some cross currents there. If you look at statistics, or do you feel the vibe? Do you feel the energy of the market? Do you try to feel, understand what pricing, the market's pricing in events? Is it transparent enough that we know what's going to happen? Is it going to work out? It's for me, I'm leaning to the upside. I just think that's how the markets work. I don't think they're going to give back too much before people are starting. They said we're very close to a bottom as it is. If it's not now, it's going to be just a couple hundred points below us. I don't know if we're going to get that opportunity. 3 days going into our second day of a pullback. We're overbought on the daily. Hourly is kind of put in that sell side divergence today. We kind of mentioned that at the end of the day. I said there's a sell side divergence on the 60, a very steep one, a nice crossover here, and that was negative. So we have a little maybe downside here to contend with. The 40-20 level, almost a 420 number, seems to be a support level, previous support line from something. There was a gap back here. Some lines over there. Oh, here. This was that gap area. We came up and almost tested it. So you can get back down there. Yeah, that would be actually a nice level if we ended up getting there. That's the 40-20 area. And it'll give us time. I don't know if that's going to react to the daily. And we didn't check the weekly here. And the weekly is actually still very bullish. And it hasn't really gotten affected by anything this week so far. But you can see the big picture. We're right up against this trend line. Overall, markets tend to... overall, it doesn't really matter. You know? I think the trades we've been doing recently have been just really focused on short-term gains and taking opportunities after earnings. You know, we picked up some Teladoc the other day on a bad earnings. We picked up some Dexcom on a gap down. So we're taking advantage of these setups when they appear. I think that's, you know, the normal buy and hold is still a little dangerous. It's still a little dangerous for this time, especially up here. So best bet for tomorrow, continued move here in the IAC. I think TEVA still looks pretty good. We'll watch that one closer. Just a fast review of what's moving here. Well, again, be there, be at the site here. Be at the site in person at between 6:30 and 7. I'll take care of the rest. We're going to get all these setups, and then hopefully I didn't even go over the MES trades today. I took one trade today. One futures trade. I think it was. I'm going back, but let me just go back here. It's on my account. It is on my account. That was it. So there was a little divergence here, and I was doing the show, and I got the move, and I took it off. On I probably jumped the gun a little. I could have squeezed a couple more points out of it. But I was trying to get warmed up. I wanted to get warmed up and just get the flow going here. Like I'm a big, warm up. Warm up was a couple trades. Anyway, we got real busy. The market was real busy with these stocks today, and I think we just didn't see too many great opportunities. I'm just looking back through it now. Here's a 14.3. It's very close to a divergence there. I don't know if I would have called it. I don't know. It was a triple stochastic setup also. But you know what we're looking for? We're looking for good stuff here. We're not pitching wood here. I get to use my boiler room lingo. That was close, but no cigar. And again, you're really looking for a true divergence. Here's a better, this is the best divergence of the day. And you know why? Can you tell me why? I'm going to tell you why. Where is it? All right, here it was. It was hard to see. It was this candle. It was a nice reversal candle, and there was a low going into this. And that reversal candle took us out, and it was kind of a 9.3 divergence. You can see it on the 3, but you could really see it on the 14.3. The 14.3 was a very, very good, and it was a big engulfing pattern. So you had a reversal candle, you had a 9.3, but a stronger 14.3. When you have a stronger 14.3 divergence, that works out good. Now, this is at the end. This is at the end of the day. I don't know what to say about that. Markets opened up here tonight, and got a little pullback here. If you can read that, see It's almost, you know, if you measure these out here. I should move this, make this a little bigger, right? So we didn't really miss much today, and I didn't have any alerts, a couple 5-minute alerts on the rock bottom. We had this news, Pelosi news today. So tomorrow I think we'll be much busier on that. So I will continue to be more focused on the ES this week. I just don't think there was any setups today. There was that one setup I took, and then there was probably one other one that I didn't take and I should have taken. But that's going to have to. AMTD here, continue to grind higher. I was going to circle it when we looked at it. I was like, maybe we should get in after hours here. This seems to be attracting some attention. Are you guys listening to the are you guys listening to this radio? What the heck is playing here? It's scary. I'm turning it off. On your dashboard you could mute the music if it's scaring the crap out of you like it's scaring the crap out of me. I feel like a little punk rock tonight. So let's do a little punk rock for you. All right. APDN, you know, incredible. I didn't record this, so I want to record it again. It was an early morning mover. Again, 9:30. If you're holding above the 20-period moving average, look for a pop. Just looking. I'm just going to go through. These are my volume leaders, but not all of them will be moving after hours. I just want to see what's showing up here. Your Stronghold Digital. That one probably is a short. Huh. These are post-market stocks. I'm looking at the wrong ones. AEMD, that's actually flagging out good. And I do believe there was some news on that. Helios Medical Technologies holding after hours here, really good. HSDT, that's holding the 20-period moving average. Not sure of the news on that either. OST it's hanging in there. It's again holding the 20-period moving average going into 8 o'clock. ILAG, remember this one? We pointed this one out this morning. It had the 7 o'clock pop, and then it kind of drifted all the way back and then ran back up. So these are what we're going to be focused on. MKD. That's interesting. MKD. All right, let's take a look at this. MKD. Oh, a big float here. 389 million. Kind of a large float there. Let's take a look at the daily chart. I don't know. I had a reverse. Chemical company had a reverse. Oh yeah, it came from $180, $60. This is after hours right now. 67 cents up from 48 cents. Popped at the end of the day. That's interesting. MKD. I'm going to write it down. Don't let me forget it tomorrow. MKD. I might have to get a little of this. Yeah, they did a split recently, right? I did see it on the map, on the chart here, right here. 1 for 15, but you know what? Some of them do splits. I'm just liking it where the stochastics are starting to turn back up. You have a few minutes to get into this. 68 cents. You know what? Hold on. I don't know. MKD. I wrote it down. Hold on. Let me pause this for a second. All right, well, I'm going to keep a close eye on the MKD. Might get in a little here. I have 400 shares kind of lined up here if I want to take it or not. I'm just watching it. So see if we get close to the close here. We have about an hour to go. It does look interesting. Chinese stock under the radar, still flatlined. And an interesting pennant here tonight. An interesting pennant formation that's forming here. I mean, there's some buyers in this sneaking up, no sellers. And it seems like it just kind of waited for the new sellers. So the buyers are getting in here. There's no sellers here. It's kind of that gives you this ascending triangle, this pennant formation. The overhead, there's nothing really above 70, but they keep on squeezing this higher, so it gets real tight. You know, probably. And we try to get through that 70 to maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. See if it attracts some people. It's not a million shares traded yet. Tomorrow could be the day. I'm gonna keep it on my charts here. You won't be able to see it, but I have it where I could see it exactly set up here. All right, so we're going to leave it at that. So we got you prepared for tomorrow morning. See you guys at guys and girls between 6:30 and 7, and then we're also going to be doing the focus on the ES. So we're going to do a lot more ES trading tomorrow. Well, if you made it to the 32 minute part of this video, I appreciate it. I'm trading live each day from DayTraderRockStar. So just put in DayTraderRockStar. Head over there, check out the site. We have again, that's me broadcasting right now, but we have a great deal going on right now. $49.95 a month. It gets you inside of the dashboard. It gives you so many different tools and stuff. I'll actually gonna log in right here. And you can, oops, that's not my, there we go. Those hackers have fun with that. So we got to log into the dashboard, and I'll just pause it right there. And then open up that chat room, because we would love to see you in the chat room. Chat room's right up here in the upper right hand corner. That'll open up into your chat. You have your news, your audio, the tick strike players down here on the bottom. If I made this bigger, you'd see it all. The Rockbot channel, the tradeometer. Click on that tradeometer. It'll pop up here. These are all indicators that help you trade, and your timing indicators. I usually have these running to help me just so I don't miss anything. It gives you perfect, not perfect's perfect, but it gives you great entry and exit, entry, short, and long positions. Entries on these. It's called the perfect entry order indicator. The tradeometer, TOM. We call it TOM. All right, so don't forget to use that. And if you go to the site, I think if you just go to the site, there is a pop-up that'll give you, you don't have cookies in there. The pop-up will give you an opportunity to sign up for a free trial. So let me get rid of my cookies here. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Might even taken it off. The free trial might already came off. or I might have a pop-up blocker. But anyway, get rid of your pop-up blocker. A free trial offer will come up here, and you just have to fill it out, and it gives you 2 weeks trial, no credit card or anything. And then if you like it, please become a member. Support the site. So many different things. Just head over to the site. You'll see everything that you get. You know, the trader dashboard, high probability setups, the watch list that we prepare you with, all our trading rooms. We have a great futures trading room, a regular stock trading room, live trade alerts. Every trade I take, it gets delivered through text mail and through email. Tradeometers, school of stock, everything. There's lots and lots of benefits. So check it out, and we'll see you in the markets.